quick rundown on the grind. We'll start on the outside first. Here is where the gas flap is. So you just open the door, this pops out, there's your gas. There's no, you just shove it in, there's no, nothing special you gotta do there. That can stay open when the door is shut. Walking towards the back of the vehicle here, we've got the plug-in. So this is just like a normal plug-in that you would see. And inside we have an extension cord. We also have an adapter. So if you need to plug it into like a more like RV hookup, you can use that adapter. Now these are magnets, so these doors will actually open all the way up. So I got them halfway open right now, but you can push these by unlocking here. These will come all the way open, and then they are held into place by that magnet. It's a pretty strong magnet. So you can see right now I got the slide out. All you gotta do is yank to get that to go. There's nothing special there. And then it'll stop in place here. So here's our kitchen set. Obviously we've got the slide pulled out a little bit here. Kitchen set, we've got 5 cups, 5 bowls, a strainer, five plates. There's a cutting board under there somewhere, kind of hidden down below there. Pot, pan, a couple of like plastic coffee mugs. Naturally, you gotta have the French press. We got the Jackhawk 9000 super sharp knife. Be careful with that. Inside of these is your silverware. We've got 5 sets of that. But yeah, you can kind of see we got a metal spatula. Be careful not to use that on these Teflon style pans. There is a rubber in there, a rubber one in there as well for that. Got your bike mount here. This can slide, move around. All you got to do is unscrew these knobs a little bit. You can put it anywhere on this T-Track that you want. 2 camp chairs. In here is the camp table. That folds out, and then there's 2 cross beam bars that have little holes in them, and those secure into the top of the table. And then there's a kind of a bungee cord style tabletop. And on the underside of that, there's 2 holes where those cross beams, those top beams that you put into the table, will go in. Now here's a rear control panel. So we got exterior lights. If you kick that on, they'll pop on. You can't really see too well. Accent light is for the inside. There's 2 different levels there, so you can kind of dim it. Cargo light hits these underneath, so it'll only turn on the underneath here. I'll go ahead and leave those on for now. Water pumps, this is an important one. If you're gonna be using the water tank, so if you're planning on using water at all, you need to kick the water pump on first, and you'll know it's on when you hit, when you see that blue light. You probably can't, you maybe heard it. It kicks that water pump on. You'll hear it like rev up a little bit. Try to leave that off if you're not using it. That's just a spray handle. You can choose different modes and stuff on that. We got our toilet. So our toilet here is a dry flush, and that'll actually just kind of twist into place after you press this button. Now on the back side of this, hopefully you can see, there is a little charging cord there. All the chargers are in the glove box. So if it doesn't work, you just plug it into an outlet and link it up. It doesn't have to be plugged in for long, so just a couple minutes, and then unplug it. So it's not meant to stay. It's not meant to stay plugged in. So here's your knob to take this in and out, and it'll lock into place. And it actually goes in like 6-inch increments there. So you just got to pull it hard. It comes out, and you can slide it all the way out. This is good for like 700 pounds. Don't go jumping on it, obviously, but you can put quite a bit of weight on this here platform. So here's our cold and our hot. Cold on the right, hot on the left. You've got your water heater. This will remain in the off position for now. If you want to use it, you can see a little spot there that says ideal. All you do is twist that to where it says ideal, and give it a little bit of time and it'll warm up. There's your water pump there, right? I think that's our pump. Got a little broom, dustpan, extension cord. There's extra ratchet straps underneath there. Those are also just like grocery bags for trash. Inside, kind of underneath the orange straps, is where the adapter is for that cord if you need to go to more of an RV style hookup. We got 300 amp hour batteries here. I'll end up putting the kitchen set under there. We got our queen size bed, which is on a platform that goes up and down, so it's not all the way up. Up would be pretty much touching the cabinets there. So if you want to adjust your height, it's an old school mechanical system. So one way takes it up, another way takes it down, and then you just ratchet that thing to the height you want. All right, I think that's most of it at the back here. So walking back around to the side of the vehicle, sliding door, obviously. We're gonna pop inside. We got a 2-burner propane camp stove. So this will just screw into the side here. There's a little slot down below there that screws in. And then if you look up here, we've got some propane there for you. That folds up nice and neat, and we usually tuck it underneath the seat there. I'll go ahead and do that here in a second. Here's our kitchen pod. You will have a Dometic fridge that will be in this slot here that can come out. You can kind of put it wherever you want. That's your gray water, so it feeds up into this sink. The sink pops open, this folds up, and then you can turn on and off. Again, you need the water pump going for that in order for that to work. One thing to be careful of, if this is in the up position, so if you have it like all the way on hot, it will, it can, when you close this top, it can kick that water on. So I'd put it down to neutral, you know, shut it, and you're good to go. We've got blackout window covers, and they're just little suction cup style. And there's one for each and every window. They actually do a really good job of blocking out the sun. So they're stored here. Usually we'll keep them underneath the queen. So usually you'll find them on the back side underneath the queen. Oh, kicking things here. So here's another control panel. This one has a button that or a couple buttons that the other one did. You got your dome light here. So we got dome light that turns this on. Again, two different levels of brightness there. And again, you've got your accent lights, so same thing. Naturally, you want to roll with those on. So DC electric is an important one. If you're going to use the stereo system, you got to have this DC electric going. Okay, so when we kick this on, it's blue. You'll notice, hope I don't get you sick here, the stereo kicks on. All right, so you kick that on, it will remain on. So it will stay on until you kick this off. So if you go hiking, if you go paddle boarding, kick that off, it'll save battery for you. Moving back over here, so you've got your thermostat, and the thermostat's going to work just like a house thermostat does. So it's pretty straightforward. This is your inverter, and so if you're going to have anything plugged in, so if you want your if we want the water heater to work, if you want the cooler to work, all of that's going to be powered off the inverter. All you got to do is press this top left button, and it will kick on. We want charging on, so that light, we want that on in order for it to be pulling a charge. So if you're plugged in, I showed you that plug-in spot in the bumper, that's your shore power. So if you're going to run the AC unit, you have to be plugged into shore power, and you want to make sure you're seeing this actually charging. Underneath here, it'll give you a charge rate if you're plugged in. Now on the right side here, there's 4 different things you can select. About the only one you'll need is shore power. So to make sure your amperage is where you want it. So right now it's at a 20 amp max, okay? You can take this up. So if you're on a 30 amp circuit, you can crank this up even higher just by pressing the button. If you're on a 20 amp, then you're gonna have to go a little bit below 20 amp, otherwise it's gonna kick that breaker and you'll be not getting any power. So then you just hit enter and you're good to go. All right, so that's how you power your fan, your air conditioner. So that's our air conditioning unit up there, and it kicks out a lot of cool air. Circling back towards the front here, drives just like a normal car. It actually handles really well. You know how to do all your steering, I hope. There's the emergency brake on the side. Going to our, I just turned on the DC electric again. This is your air conditioning for the back if it's powering by the car. One thing to note on those batteries, you can have the inverter on. You can have the inverter on. Sorry, hope you like country. You can have the inverter on while you're driving, charging. So on and charge, and that will help charge up those battery stores in the back. So this has Apple CarPlay. If you're using that USB plug-in to your phone, it will pull it up in the screen. So to select different options, don't worry about that. You would go here, that top left button, it's a touch screen here, and you can essentially choose. You can scroll, and you can choose. But as you plug it in, it should recognize your phone, and you can run stuff off there. You can run your maps off of that. Front bar light is legit. I mean, if you want to blind some truck drivers, front bar light will do that for you. What else we got? So we got 3 different shelves. They can be moved to either side, so you're good there. You can adjust however you want. There's quite a bit of shelving space, and again, that seat can go down, you know, essentially to the top of the chair. So you can take that down another, you know, 6 inches or so, and you'll have enough room to slide your body underneath those shelves as well, if you want to. All right, swivel seat. Oh, sorry, you got bug nets. We're still waiting on a rear bug net, but we got the side bug net. A little lantern right here. Again, charger for that is inside. You got more regular plug-ins right there, as well as some extra USBs if you want to use them. The rotating, we got a fire extinguisher. Hopefully you don't need that. To rotate the seat, you pull up on this right here and push there, and you'll notice it starts to rotate. Now what will happen is it usually hits there, so you essentially need to slide your seat forward, clear room, make sure you're not going to hit, twist, and it'll go all the way around here. Oh, sorry, I needed another person videoing, but you get the idea. So this will come all the way around, latch into place, and now you've got a little bit more of a living area here. Cool. Now when you go to put this back, just rotate it the same way. So again, lift up on the little notch here, lift that up. There we go, kind of stuck on there. Rotate it if you rotate clockwise to turn it backwards, rotate it counterclockwise, otherwise to return it, otherwise the seatbelt will get all hung up and snagged. That is about it, folks. That covers pretty much all of it. Again, there's your chargers. One's for the so one is for the Dometic if you want to plug it into the 12 volt thing there. You don't need that, we're plugged in otherwise. One is for the toilet and one is for the lantern. I guess that's it. These are little side holders, and they will, they fit something like a wallet. It actually hides underneath the cup holders, so if you want to stick your wallet in there, if you're going away from the vehicle, it kind of hides it a little bit. Do not stick your phone in there and shut it, or you'll be having a bad day. All right, I think that pretty much covers it. Oh, last thing, sorry, canopy. So you got a Thule canopy here. It's a mechanical canopy, and it can be a little bit finicky. So inside here, you've got the bar, and it will extend. So you twist on that little black knob there, and this thing will extend into place. And then what you do is this is gonna be hard to do, film and do by myself here, but you put those two little notches, hopefully you can see that, up in there and twist. Now in order to get it to return, you've got to like push it up and twist the opposite way. It sometimes gets stuck, so you kind of got to play with that a little bit. As you extend the canopy, first off, don't do it if it's super windy, but as you extend that canopy, it's pretty heavy. So if there's two people, that's kind of ideal. Have one person pull out the support legs, and they're just tucked up on the inside. You'll see those if you hop up inside the car as it's coming out. Pull those support legs out, and you can use those to take weight off of that canopy while you're bringing it out, and also while you're putting it back in. So if you're having a hard time getting the canopy to go back in, likely there's too much weight on those internal bars that kind of hold the inside of the canopy. There's going to be too much weight on that, and it kind of binds up, but you'll notice that, or you should be able to figure that out as you're putting it in. All right, that's all I got. Hopefully you have a great time. Holla if you got any questions, and if I've forgotten anything, yeah, shoot me a message on it. Cool. Peace.